Oh, get ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again with another episode of my worthless 2 cents table talk. Well, your approval is not needed. Oh, look at him, look at him, look at him. I'm sorry. We had some technical difficulties. I know y'all was thinking that old boy ain't coming. He ain't gonna come on. He just be live. Don't. I'm here. And guess what? I got my people with me once more again. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Right about now, we got a little bit of technical difficulty. But guess what she just said? I'm going to pass what she just said on to y'all. She said, guess what? You don't need to see my face to get to God. You heard that, didn't you? Sure did. So look at here. I don't, let's see here. She goes by several things. She goes by mother, sister, auntie, AP, peaches, man shell, hairdresser, nurse, doctor. See here, cook too. She cooks too. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, she cooks too. She sure do. And look here, I ain't even promised her no meal to come on the show. But guess what? I'm gonna ask her for one because she shall be cooking. Oh, country boy love to eat too. I love to eat. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. But look here, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you don't want to see my old ugly mug, close your eyes, but open your ears. I'm gonna say that once more again. If you don't want to see my ugly mug, because we got some technical difficulties, but her ball still works just fine. Just fine. You're gonna hear every word she got to say. So look here. I don't do no introductions. I ain't gonna do none of that. So tonight, y'all gets to look at me if you wants to, but you gets to hear her. So sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Oh, Mansell, put something in their ear. Help to them.
Good evening, everyone. And Dunny, I just want to tell you thank you for allowing me on the show, asking. Anytime you want me to testify by God, that's not an issue. The issue is what am I going to talk about? Because so many things have happened in my life that God has brought me out of. So whatever we're going to talk about tonight, as long as we reach one to lead one, we good. And we got to lead them to Christ. So that's the only thing that we're concerned about. I'm sorry you all can't see my face, but those who know me know me. It doesn't matter about the facial. We're just trying to get you to God and get you to heaven, let you know that it's not an easy task, but it can be done.
That's it. That's it. Well, look here. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to give you a little lead in. I just want you to tell. I'm going to sit back. It ain't even my show. It's your show. Look, we call it the hair salon. I get my hair done. Look, we call it anything you want to, but it is your show. It's your story. That's what this thing here is. It's not about me. It's about the people that come on here. It's about being able to share with people whatever it is you want to share, whatever it is that God has put on your heart to share with people, to encourage, to uplift. I'm going to say this. All the things that we have gone through have never been for us.
Never.
Say it again. Everything that we have gone through has never been for us. It's because somebody's watching us. Somebody needs us. So I'm going to shut up from now on. AP, I'm going to shut my old mouth. And however you want to introduce yourself and however you want to tell them who you is, however you want to tell whatever God has put on you, whatever part of the story you want to tell. Because guess what? It's your story, but it's our journey and we all connected. So I know tonight I'm going to eat well. I know I'm going to eat well. I know that you going to have something that you finna bring to this table that not only myself, but anybody within the sound of this big old loud voice, oh, y'all going to eat tonight. So man, stay. Go y'all diet.
All right, Danny. Well, as I said before, this podcast is basically to reach one to lead one. In order to lead somebody, we have to be able to follow someone, and God is going to always be our leader. And for us to follow God and to take His lead, we have to follow His command. We have to live by His word, believe in His promises. So that's my goal. I'm trying to reach you only to lead you to God, lead you to Christ. Is it an easy task? No, but God has gone before us, so that's how we learn how to keep moving. If you have a relationship with God, it's easier for you to keep moving, even if you're down and out and you can't feel like you can't make your way through the day or through your path of life. Just know that God has gone before us. So that's, like I said, my thing is to reach one, to lead one. Um, I guess I've been through so much, and there's so much that I could talk about, but the one thing that has been heavy on my mind is love, unconditional love,
Mm.
and self-love. You have to learn how to love yourself. You have to learn how to forgive yourself in order to love someone else.
Mm.
And I guess my best way to teach you how to unconditionally love someone, if you're a parent, I had to learn how to unconditionally love a person or people that have stabbed me in my back, hurt me, caused pain by my children, believe it or not. And now I know how God feels about us through my children. He taught me through my three kids how to express unconditional love. Because when it's unconditional, you take a lot of hits, bruises, pain, tears, and joy as well. But when someone you love hurts you, it really takes a toll out on you, especially if it's your child, a sibling, a parent, those people that you hold close to you. And God will put you in a situation where, yeah, this is going to happen, but this happens to me every day. And I have to sit high and look low and say, Lord, my child is failing me, but I got to do something to help my child, to help them move forward in life, to let them know that I still love them in spite of.
Right.
So in knowing that God still loves us in spite of, and that He loves us unconditionally, I can't stress enough how you should love each person on earth like that. No matter what the situation may be, no matter how hard it may be, you must learn how to forgive and to love a person unconditionally. Do you have to take the pain, the hits and bruises that they throw at you? No. It's a way to love a person and love them from a distance as well, but do it with accordingly, do it respectfully, and do it the way that God wants you to do. Do you agree with me, Danny?
I do. Look, I was gonna say, and here's the one thing I'll say: you can't say how much you love somebody unless it's been tested.
Try the spirit by the spirit.
You talk about you. I hear folks talking it all day, like, oh, I love. Look, until you've been tested by the fire,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna say that one. I mean, and that's the honest to God truth. Until you have been tested, you don't know the extent of your love. You do not know the extent of how you can forgive until you placed in a position to you have to forgive.
Exactly.
Woo!
Exactly.
I'm gonna shut up and drink some more water. Go, yeah.
So, and speaking about unconditional love, I have been placed in my life where I was a person that was really, really close in my life. And I don't want to call that person name out, but they put me in a situation where God tested me as a person and my growth. That person out of nowhere one day, and this happened probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Uh, that person was was in the spotlight, in a big spotlight for everybody to see. And one day, out of the blue, he decided to attack my character in the worst way possible. He attacked my parenting skills, me as a person. He had people judging me, and I didn't even know these people.
Mm.
I had people rolling their eyes at me, looking at me crazy off of somebody that was sitting high on the pedestal in the world, that had the world's attention,
Mm.
but not God's attention.
I'm
So,
gone.
and that right there was when my my faith was tested at its highest. Because anybody that know me, anybody that try to attack my character, you already know how I'm coming. I'm coming just like Peaches. I'm coming cussing you out. I'm ready to fight you. I'm ready to do whatever I need to do because you done messed me up. You got people thinking I'm crazy or I'm this and I'm that. But no, that person, I was so close to that person that I couldn't even attack that person. God didn't allow me to attack that person. I could have come to the same platform he did, and he did it broadly. It was a broadcast. He put it on Facebook for the world to see.
Wow.
And I had my children were trying to fix it, and I finally told them not to. I cried that entire day because my character had never been tested like that. I had so many people that I knew and so many people that I didn't know judge me and was talking badly off of what somebody else said, off their story, not listening to mine, not listening to anybody else's. So through that, I
Oh,
cried.
oh, oh,
I cried.
oh, oh, AP.
Yes.
Look here. Can I say this? Let me tell you something. This what I've learned. Folks that's judging you, they was already judging you before. They just look, they was just piggybacking on something. Because some things it allows people's true character to come out.
Right.
So when folks start talking about you because somebody else was talking about you, they was already wanting to talk about you. I'm gonna shut up.
Exactly. You so right about that. And that's why I was gonna say, as I was sitting reading the comments, as cruel as they were, it was people that I went to school with. It was people that I never had a conversation with, but I was kind to. And they were throwing stones at me and left and right. And my thing was I was so angry with that person. And people would ask me about it, and I'd be like, I'm not gonna lie. I was so mad at that person that I was saying if I saw him on the side of the road burning in a fire, I wouldn't spit on him. I made sure that he fried to death and went straight to hell. That's how I felt at the time. But as God worked on me, and this did not happen overnight. As God worked on me through the weeks, I never addressed that person. I did reach out to my pastor. It seemed like nobody could help me. And so I started going into prayer. I started going into meditation. And as each day went by, God was taking a piece of that off of me. It got to the point where God said, look, in order for you to heal from this wound, and it's a big one, I need for you to not attack that person. I need for you to not go at him head to head or her head to head. Don't do that. I need for you to trust me, trust my word, and let me do what I'm doing to the both of you. Because in the midst of all that, God was working on both of us. He was working on me and my attitude and my anger issues while he was working on a person that was hurting and was out to hurt someone else. Hurt people do hurt people, but at some point in time, that hurt got to heal, and you got to stop hurting other people because it's just going to be a cycle. You're constantly hurting until you heal from yourself. That's why I say self-love is important. It starts within you. But after a time, it was a year. I finally forgave that person. Finally, it took me a whole year. I finally forgave that person. And when I did, it was like a weight off my shoulders. And soon as that happened, I kid you not, I was sitting in my and this person, I never talked bad against them. When people would come and ask me about them, I'd be like, I don't fool with them. Whatever it was, it is what it is. I wouldn't give them no ammunition to add to the fire that was already burning between the two of us.
Right.
So, but I was sitting at my desk, and he called me. He called my daughter first, and he said, "Hey, you think your mama talked to me, or whatever?" And so my daughter called me, and she was like, "Let me give you. Can I get this number to da da da?" And she said, "I said, yeah, go ahead." I said, "It may be something important." So when she gave me the number, he said, "Hey, I just want to reach out and tell you I'm sorry."
Mm.
He said, "I've been going through some things," and he expressed how he felt, and he said, "I don't know if I." He said, "I just wanted to tell you I'm sorry, Peaches." And you know what I told him? I said, I accept it. I said, because I have accepted that that's what happened. It had to happen. I say, not only for myself, but it allowed me to see people in my life for who they are.
Yes.
I say, so I don't hate you. I don't wish you any harm. I have forgiven you. I say, but I will never trust you with anything ever again because you have shown yourself to me. So after that, my life got better when I saw that person. I still spoke, but I spoke from a distance.
Right.
I don't feel the same way I feel about that person, but if he need me or anything like that, I'm gonna be right there because that's who I am today. That's not who I was last year, the year before. But the person that I am today, God has molded me. He has shaped me into a person where, hey, even your enemy will need your help. And if your enemy needs your help, I'm expecting you to do just that. Help your enemy. And that's what I've been doing. Because I promise God, he has me surrounded by enemies every day. I was so upset one time. I remember asking Trevor Barber, which is my pastor. I say, everywhere I go, I see snakes. I say, somebody's always out to attack me. And that's when he gave me the passage in the Bible where he was saying where the guy got bit with the snake, but the venom didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I look at that now. I say, I can be around a million of them and they won't hurt me. They
Right.
won't harm me because God has a shield of protection around me. And that's how I live by my life now. So if I can help, like, once again, reach one, lead one, because I'm going to always lead you to God. I'm not going to direct you in the wrong path. Am I perfect? Hell no. I won't be perfect or complete until I'm dead and I met God and he said, well done.
Right.
So, but I will meet people that will compliment me and help me along the way. But so that was a little chip of that. That was a trying time in my life, a very trying time, because like I said, I had so many people judging me. My character was completely stripped. Those who knew me reached out to me, in prayer or asked me, was I okay, which is very few. Um, but like you said, it was them people who was just waiting for something.
Right.
They was waiting for me to fall.
Right. Right. Right.
They was waiting to see how I was gonna retaliate, to see was I gonna put it all out there. I could have put it all out there and I could have had my stuff on paper, but no, I wasn't gonna do that. No, because God wasn't gonna be pleased.
Right.
So
Right. And a lot of times it's this, the tests and the things that come, and they will come. It's not the things that come. God looks at how we respond to it. That's why I think a lot of people miss. It's not the stuff that comes because he's not judging that stuff that comes. He's going like, my child, how you going to respond to it? How are you going to respond to it? And if we really think about it, and I'll say personally for me, and I posted this and I ain't scared to say it. God allowed, because he either allows or he ordains, okay? He allowed me to be broken in front of him so he could heal me in front of them.
got that right. That is so true. That
But
is so
see,
true.
and the thing about the healing process is this, is the one thing is that it starts right here with us. We have to be open and willing to be healed. Ooh, I had to scratch my head on that one. That's kind of like that man at the pool. When Jesus went to the pool and the man was laying there, he asked the man a question. Do you want to?
Mm-hmm.
That's the $1 million question for all of us. No matter where we at, we can complain about this, but it's the question: do you want to? Do you want to be better? Do you want to be healed? See, because if you don't want it, I can want whatever I want for you. But if you don't want it for yourself, that thing you talked about, self-love.
That's right.
People often say, "Ooh, you just selfish." But let me tell you something. This is just an old country boy belief. If you don't take care of you, how you gonna pour out?
That's right.
If you don't take care of you, if you don't, no, how much?
And see, honey, that's the issue there. A lot of people don't realize that when you have Christ in you and God, and they know you have Christ in you, they'll drain you to no ends and not pour back into you. And I tell my daughter, Haley is a perfect example of that. She pours so much into people and she believes in people so much that she forgets to step back and say, who gonna pour into me?
Yeah.
Who gonna help me out?
Yeah.
And I have to tell her all the time, Haley, you can't be saved a friend now. You can't save everybody, especially those that don't want to be saved.
Right.
So, and she feels that's just her heart. Haley's heart is so big that she just feels like, hey, I got them. I can carry them. No, you can't carry them. They're going to drown you while they drowning themselves. So, those are the times when, you got to cut ties. And I try to teach them that, you just can't save everybody. I'm sorry.
Look here. I'm telling you, I found out the smartest person in the world. You know who it is?
Who?
that person on the airplane, you know that lady, that stewardess lady, you know, when she be directing, she tell you, you know, and don't nobody pay attention to her. I said that before. She the smartest one. You know why? Because she has given us what life is really about. She says, look, if the plane loses compression, this device is gonna drop down. Now, before you try to help somebody else, put it over your face.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what? If you take it and put it somewhere else, you're gonna die.
That's right.
You have to take care of you first.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take care of your peace first. I'm telling you, I found that place called peace.
Exactly.
And I will tell you, and I'll sit here and I'll tell the world, I said 150 million times. Let me tell you, peace is this thing right here. When you find it, and it's only inside of you. When you find it, mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, aunt, nephew, next door neighbor, best friend, you don't let nobody disturb it.
Exactly. And Danny, I don't know. I've been in here in Shreveport now for this going on my 3rd year. And when I left Ruston, I was so frustrated with my life and so hurt. Bad marriage, going through a divorce. Not that my kids were wild out, but it was like I had not only my children in the home, I had other people's children. And please do not get me wrong, because I love each and every one of those kids, and they know it. They know I go to bat for all of them. But I had gotten a space in my life in Ruston to where I wasn't at peace. And my kids didn't know it because I had to show a strong face. So I would go to work, I would have this fake smile on. But when I go in my room and I close my door, I was in tears. I mean, literally in tears. And I was crying out and I was trying to figure out what do I need to do to find peaches again, to find life in me again. Dee was a senior in high school. Haley was a freshman in college, and Jen was working at somewhere, Chick-fil-A. We were all sitting in the house together. You know what I did? Before I went crazy, I packed up everything that I had. I left them in Ruston in that apartment. I told them, hey, I'm going to pay this and pay that, but then I'm out of there. I left and came to Shreveport to gather myself and get myself together. And it took me almost a year and a half to actually find myself. And I prayed a prayer, and I discussed it with one of my great friends, DJ Lanier. He knows everything pretty much. But I discussed it with him. I told him, I said a prayer. I said, God, I need for you to take anything and everybody out of my life that does not mean me any good, that's hindering me, whether it be my belongings, whatever it may be. Right. Do you know God stripped me of everything? I was not prepared for that. My car was gone. I mean, it was all kind of different things. And they were coming, and it was people that said, I love you. I have your best interest at heart. Michelle, I just want to see you do good. They didn't want to see me be good. Everybody had an agenda. Everybody had something. If I'm going to give you this, if I'm going to help you with that, it was an agenda behind it. Their intentions were bad for me. Right. And once God stripped me of all that, I was able to see who I was. I was able to see who they were in my life. Needless to say, I was alone. I had probably 2 people that I could confide in. I didn't even have my sisters or my brother to confide in. I had Lanier and Kamonica. I had 2 people that I could just go to and I could like pour out to. And those, they have been there for me for that. But I'm at peace now. And they laugh at me because when you come to my house, I got like red on my door, or I have something to show that Christ is in my house, or God resides here. If you can bring that into my home, you're not allowed in my home. And that's just how I've been going ever since then. Because my peace is more important. My life is important. My well-being is important. Health. You want to be wealthy, be healthy, be spiritual in your mind and your heart, be loving, be kind. That's what I'm living by now.
Yes.
That's my blessing right there. So I'm at peace now, my life. Yes, I had to cut my children off. Yes, I had to cut family off. Yes, I had to cut my old life off. But it was to better me. So when they come to me, I'll be able to help them like I need to. I'll be able to express my love to them better because now I love myself.
Right.
I can look at myself and have a smile on my face. Say, hey, I got you. Don't worry about it. Each day that I wake up, I'm bettering myself. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm disciplining myself to be Christ-like and not Peaches-like. And with being yourself, but sometimes you can be your own worst enemy. And I had to take a deep step back and see that, hey, I was my own worst enemy in some of this because I didn't have to do that, but I did it.
Right, right, right. That is. Oh my Lord. You know, when you say that, I know. I'm gonna touch on one thing. I'm gonna go there. I've learned this is that what we ask for and what we want, we have to be ready. And,
Mhm.
and when I say that, when you ask and say, God, give me strength, don't you know He got to put a load on you first?
Hmm. He definitely knew how to put one on you.
I mean, because how else you gonna get strength? you
Right.
know, you think He ain't gonna give you nothing to carry? But we want the prize, but we don't want to go through what it takes to get there. Um, Peace comes at a cost. And you just talked about it. Peace comes at a cost. Peace comes at I got to separate myself.
Hmm.
Don't mean I don't love you. Don't mean I don't care about you, but I got to separate myself. You know, it all comes at a cost. And I firmly believe, just me, and I don't know a lot. I think a lot of times people try to weigh out what the cost is. And they go like, "Oh, I ain't gonna pay that. I'd rather stay in this foolishness than pay what it costs."
Right.
But let me tell you something. When you get it, there is no price too high to pay for peace. There is no price too high to pay for being healthy spiritually, mentally, emotionally. See, because when you carry other folks' stuff, I say it all the time. When you trying to carry other folks' stuff, the load gets heavy.
Yes, it is.
The
Already.
load gets heavy.
Already. And you speak about cost and things that cost a lot. I don't think people understand when you ask God for things. Well, let me put it like this. I have people that say that my children were silver spoons. No, they wasn't. Somebody paid the cost for them to live the life that they would lived or still living. And that's just why I be telling you when we talk about health as wealth, people these people they the reason why they wealthy is because they worked for it. Just like they say you should leave an inheritance for your children's children. Those people, those ancestors, those great aunts, they left that for those kids to live like that. They wasn't silver spoon. You had to work for it. So just like God, when you ask God to give you something, you got to work for that. God ain't finna just hand it to you. You
Right.
actually got to work for that. And I think a lot of people get God confused with the Santa Claus stuff. It ain't no, asking ye shall receive. No, it's not like that. You asking God He's gonna make a way for you to get it. It's not gonna be handed to you, and it's not gonna be easy because simply a walk with God is not a piece of cake, period. I don't care what nobody say. They can say, oh, God do this, God do that, and I'm highly favored. Da, da, da. Girl, do you know how many times I done dropped tears because I'm mad at God what he got me going through to
Tell the truth. Tell the
get to
truth.
what I
See,
want?
that part right there. And I'm gonna squeeze it out of you. You know, I don't like to ask no question. I'm gonna squeeze this out of you because people do get it mixed up, and for some reason they don't understand that it's a cost to,
Oh,
like you just said. Look, you can't get no olive oil without crushing the olive.
that's right.
It got to be, silver. It's got to be refined by the fire. And when people can understand that, but ooh, how good is that olive oil when you put it on that salad? Ooh, it
Hmm.
makes it so good. How pretty is that silver, but it's been refined.
That's right.
It didn't just come out like that. It is it is one of them things, this walk. And you
It's a
right.
process. It's a process.
Yes. And look, and I don't know about nobody else. Now I ain't been trying to speak for nobody else. It is not something you get up going like, okay, you know what? I know it's just gonna be, ooh, the door's gonna open and we just gonna be woo, and everybody gonna be friendly and come by y'all, and we it ain't like that.
At all. At all.
It ain't like that. What you just said is so true. I can tell you personally, I know one thing for a fact. You know what fact I know?
What?
Don't nobody know how many tears your pillow done count.
Okay. But I know somebody that got every one of them. God sit there and collected each one of my tears. You believe that? Each one. So, and he does that for all of us. So, like I said, the walk is not easy, but it's well worth it. Once you get a relationship with God for yourself and not for what everybody else is saying God is, that's when you're gonna actually see God for who he is. You have to have a relationship for yourself. You can't go off what other people say. I tell my children all the time, even if you don't have a Bible with you, make sure you have some verses in your heart. So when the enemy attacks you, when people try to say this and say that about God, you already got the promises of God in your heart, and you can just recite it to them. And then from that point on, maybe lead them to God and let them know that, hey, even though I'm here now, I wasn't always there.
Right, right.
Because I wasn't. I mean, but I still have my moments. Trust me. I still have my moments, and I'm gonna stand by that. I don't fake Jake with anybody, and I think that's why God does the things that he do for me, because I don't fake with him. He knows that I still curse. He knows that I might party every night. I'm not perfect, but the things that I do, he applauds me for them. And those things that I'm working on, he's helping me. I mean, it's just a ongoing process each day. Like I said, I strive to be better. Some things fall off easy. Some things are not are hard for me to leave.
Right.
It's a battle,
You
but
know,
God.
I heard TD Jake say that those things that fall off easy, that's not your cross.
Mm, now that's a good.
If you can let it go like that, that ain't the one. It's that thing. It's that like what he say? It's that thorn in the side you can't get out. That's
The
your thing.
piercing at you.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. See, I know people say, "Well, I quit this. I don't do that no more." That wasn't your thing. What is your thing? Maybe drinking wasn't your thing. Maybe lying your thing, and you lie every day. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But it's that thing that's hard for you to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
That's your cross to bear. So, and I get,
And you can have more than one thing. Don't leave that out. It can be
come
more
on
than.
now, come on now. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And that's the other part that really gets me. And I ain't trying to go there. I'm trying to be good. What gets me is folks that overcome and then try to look down upon other folks. I don't know if you ever had that.
That'll preach. That will preach all day, every day. I can't stand it when somebody say, "Oh, I don't do that no more." They turn their nose up and they look at, girl, how you gonna let somebody teach somebody to Christ if you don't tell them how bad God had to get dirty to get you? You got to be honest with these people to bring them to Christ. And if you can't be raw and ugly about the truth, and then what's your purpose?
Right,
Because I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing.
right, right,
Not. But
right.
yeah, I can't stand it. I tell people all the time, you don't know who you're looking down on. And it be people that really need Christ and really need God's experience. And they down in them.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. I've left a couple of churches. I left one church because they told me my heels are too high. I say, I'm not going to approach. I'm just going to leave because they don't know me for me. I like to dress and I'm going to keep wearing my 3 inches. You hear me?
Yeah. I mean, but it's that's the thing, and I firmly believe that there are people who have no idea about Christ. There are people that don't know God, and we are the representatives, and we could be the only one that they ever see. If we don't act God-like and loving towards them, if we're supposed to be the witnesses, if we're supposed to be living that life and we treat them a certain kind of way and they don't know God, but we're the closest thing, come on now. I mean, are we bringing them in or pushing them out?
That's right.
Bringing them in. Look,
it starts at the pulpit, Danny, because I've seen some preachers run some people away too.
I ain't gonna.
I mean, people. I think they forget. I think they forget where they come
Look,
from.
you forget. I'm the only one on camera. You ain't trying.
I'm so sorry they can't see my face, but if you can see my facial expression, you know. Yeah.
I'm the only one on camera now. Don't be trying to do that. I'm gonna have to hide. I'm gonna get kicked off my own show. But it's true. It's true. And what you said is true. And on two behalves, and I'm gonna touch on this just a tad, okay? And I'm gonna just close my mouth. Sometimes the congregation forgets the pastor is human.
Oh, now that's a good one, Don. I tell Kamanka that all the time. And yeah, I was raised up with pastors, uncles, my brother, nephew. I mean, I got all kind of pastors in my family. So I know and I hang around pastors too. So it's I see the pastor and I see you, but what they fail to realize, even though that pastor was called, he's called to give us a word to lead us to Christ, but he had to show himself accordingly too.
Yes.
So and keep those things unspotted from the world. But he is still human, so he's gonna make mistakes. But in order for you to be called, don't you think you got to go through some turmoil and some mess to teach us how to get out?
Right.
So evidently he had to be human to make some mistakes, or she had to be human to make mistakes to be called by God. But everybody ain't called. So
Everybody ain't called. Everybody ain't called. No, no, no.
everybody ain't called. Everybody don't have that anointing. But
No.
I do agree with that.
I
They are
mean,
still human.
and it is true. There's so much here, and this is, if you don't know, I will explain why I do this and why God led me to do this, and I continue to do it is because for me, it's opening up conversation about things that have been so hid behind the veil. It's about people being able to share their lives and stories. The stuff that would go on up in here, we don't talk about it. The hurt that has been going on in people's lives and people's families, my own, for years and years and years that we keep covering up. The things that are real, but don't nobody want to talk about it. I'm sorry,
Right.
I got my nails and I'm scratching on it. Okay, and that's what I'm here to do, in a respectful manner. And I want people to be able to feel comfortable to share here because this is a safe zone. Um, because nobody knows your story or my story. Like, can't nobody tell you about your story.
That's right. And can't nobody tell you about you but you. That's why I hate when people say, oh, I know her. How do you know me? I don't even know you at all. You know me by association. And I mean, anybody know me knows I'm pretty much a big introvert. I don't really fool with people like that. It's not that I hate people, but I just don't really fool with people like that.
Right.
Especially when God has given me a gift of, like, I want to call what, a third eye. You can discern the people
Right.
that you're around. And I just don't feel the need to be around certain people that would bring out a person in me that I don't want to bring out.
Right.
So
Right. And that's and we have to all learn that. And I think everybody using their discernment. I think a lot discernment, Lord, whew, if you used it more, a lot of stuff wouldn't go on in our lives. If
I
we
just prayed to God one time to take it away from me because I got tired of seeing stuff. I was like, Lord, I said, are you serious? I don't want to be really, and, you know. But then I thought about it. I say, well, he gave it to me for a reason, so
yeah,
I better keep it and use it.
yes, yes. I mean, it is, this path that he has set for each and every one of us, the gifts that he has given each and every one of us. I just don't want, honestly, my thing is, I don't want people to leave here full. And my pastor says this a lot. I don't want people to leave here full. I don't want to leave here full. When I leave here, I want to lay it all on the table. I want it all to be out. I want to leave empty because I done gave it all. I done poured out. I done poured out who I am. I have laid out prostate and I've laid it out. And that's how I want to leave here. What am I going to do? Try to take it with me? I ain't going to share it. I ain't going to share the story. I'm not going to share what God has done in my life. Uh, who is that benefit? And that's not what I'm here to do. That's not what I'm going to do.
So one thing about it, God is real.
Yes.
He will lead us. He will guide us into what we need to be in life. But the thing about it is we got to be willing to listen to God. We got to be willing to be open in our prayer. We got to be specific when we pray and talk to God in order for him to take us to the next step. And God's not going to beg us. He's not going to grab our hand and pull us to where we need to be. We have that thing called free will. It blocks a lot of us because a
Ooh.
lot of us don't know how to use that free will.
Right, right.
So, but you got to be open enough and concerned about your soul enough to cry out to God and say, God, hey, I'm here. I'm willing. I'm able. God, I may fail you sometime because I'm human, but I want you to know I'm always counting on you. Even when I'm at my weakest, I need you to grab my hand. When I can't talk to you, I need you to take me. When tears are falling, I need you to understand my tears. And that's what God is there for. That's what he has done for me. And I don't think that he would not do it for the next person.
Right.
Like I said, my walk has not been easy, but I'll be damned that I ain't gonna keep walking it. I'm on broad and narrow road. I mean, I don't know which one I'm be on, but I know when I close my eyes at night, I'm asking God to forgive me because I'm sure there was something that I may have done that was not according to his will or something that displeased him
Right.
because I'm not perfect. None of us are. Um, so if I could leave anything on the table to help anybody, I have not always been candy coated. I have not always been the best person in the world, but I have always trusted God. And that started at a young age, 12. And I can tell you, I'm 46 now today, and I'm still learning. And God has shown favor upon my life, upon my kids. I've watched him protect us and keep us from danger seen and unseen. I've watched my children walk away from car wrecks, from bad relationships, from being thrown out on the road, on the interstate, all kind of things. God has protected me.
Right.
What he's done for me, he'll do for you. So I can definitely uh, leave that for on the table for you all to reach out and know that God is real. He sits high, he looks low, and he does that for a reason. But he's not going to grab your hand. You got to be open to God and say, God, here am I. I
Yeah.
want you. I want your love. I want your kindness. I want what you have for me. And whatever you give for me, God, make me understand and make me comprehend this is what you need to do, child. You know, some people make it hard on themselves.
Mm.
So, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Every day I'm trying to wake up and thank God for where I am, trying
Right.
to understand what I need to do for today. And God, if it's somebody you leading me to, give me the words to encourage them. Give me the words to tell them, hey, this is what you need. This is what you should do. And when you do that, you got to be careful because you don't know what space that person is in.
Right.
So try to listen more than you speak. When you got a hurt soul coming to you, try to listen to them more than you speak. That way you'll be able to comprehend what you need to say to them.
That is so true. That is so true. That is so true. Look here, AP. You know, before I finish up here, what I want to do is what I always do. You know, I want you to and you know, you didn't tell nobody about what you do. You know, I want you. Wait a minute, you know, I know what you be over there. You know, your doctor skills that you be doing, and your, you know, tell nobody about. You still do some how. Can you help me?
It- Danny, I don't know if it's no help for that.
Ain't no help. Ain't nothing you can do.
I think you're gonna have to accept that.
I can't get a sew in.
Well, you know what? You can get that glue in. So they
But
paint them in now.
I ain't gonna paint it in. It ain't gonna help. But look, I do want to ask you about your career path,
Okay.
and if you can, I know that you had a change of things, and I find that quite interesting that you have done this wonderful shift. Can you expound just a little bit on some of the things that you have seen?
I do want to tell people, like, right as of today, what we're going through. If you don't know, I've been in ER, hospital, admitting, all that kind of stuff, clinics for the last 7 years. And right now, what I do want to express to people is the hospitals are hurting. The doctors are tired, the nurses are tired. We understand that we are in a pandemic, but the way to help us and you help yourself, mask up. Nobody knows exactly what's going on with this pandemic. We have had so many variants, and as of today, China is talking about locking down again because they have a new one called Delcon. It has not come to the US yet, but I'm sure we're preparing for it to come. So my career path started as a stylist, though. I love doing hair until I took ill. I guess I was on my feet too long, or the chemicals started getting in my skin too much because I started swelling a lot. Probably in my like fourth year of doing styling hair. But I loved it. I met all kind of different people. Loved it. I mean, God had a way to bring people in that would speak life into me.
Wow.
I missed that. But I also gained some friends in the process of that. But I feel like he moved me into the hospital atmosphere because of the sickness that I see around. Those people that come in there sick, I'm able to hold their hand and pray with them.
Right.
If they ask me a question or they say, Miss Beard, I'm not feeling well, I don't know what's going on. They have no idea why they talking to me. I'm constantly praying while they talking to me.
Right.
The ones that come in, they lose their loved ones there at the hospital. We had this room called the bereavement room or the serenity room. I'm the one to walk them down, and they already know what's going to happen if I walk into the serenity room. While I'm walking them down, I'm praying because they have no idea that we finna have to tell you your loved one has passed.
Wow.
So when I'm walking them down, I sit there with them. I ask them if they want water. They already crying. So I sit there and I pray with them, and that's just me because I know how it feels to lose someone that you really love.
Right.
So I pray with them and just hope the best for them. But I love my job.
Wow.
It's trying, yes, it's very trying. I work nights and I work in the ER. I see a lot, and I'm in Shreveport.
Mm. Wow.
The way these people going around shooting, stabbing, robbing, I see a lot. I see a
Wow.
lot in Shreveport. But I'm glad that God has placed me in this area where I'm not even hurt. It may happen around me, but it ain't touching me, if
Right.
that makes sense. I'm protected. I think God placed this little area for me just to reach out to the people that I have been able to reach out to, and let them know about God. Let them know that love resides in this world.
Yeah.
There are still some good people in this world. Everybody ain't bad.
Right.
And I really think a lot of stuff right now that's going on, people are just misguided because it starts, not only does it start at home, but it starts with the head. Who's ever the head of the house
Mm-hmm.
should have been bringing that down to the children, because right now it's just a whole bunch of carelessness, senseless
Right.
shootings and killings and stuff going on that shouldn't be going on. But that's what the devil's out here to do, to devour.
Yes.
So
Yes. Most definitely.
he's right now it looked like he ahead of the game, but trust me, God is way ahead of him.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes. You know what? And it's more and like I say, as long as we continue to share the word and share the message and share love, unconditional love, as you talked about. That's the thing right there. Sharing unconditional love. It ain't easy. I'll tell you. Ooh, but when you can do it, you that love, you know, where there is no stipulations on why I love you.
right. And that's why I said my children taught me unconditional love, because they have done some things to me that I tell them all the time. I say, y'all hurt me. Y'all have hurt me. Y'all have brought tears to my eyes.
Right.
But I love you, because I know at the end of the day, even though you hurt me and you think you wrong, guess what? You gonna come back to me. And that's just how God is with us.
Right.
Y'all
Right.
done hurt me, but guess who you gonna come back to in the end? Your
Yes.
creator, the one who made you. So that's how I look at unconditional love. And I thank God for my 3 children, because had it not been for them, I wouldn't understand how he loved me.
Hey, there you go. And I'm gonna say this, and I often tell you this, it is a honor. It is indeed an honor. I am so honored to have watch you raise not one, not two, but three, and have and where they are today. That is commendable. I can't say, I know the inside. I know one thing, that it could not have been easy as you made it look. That sounded good, didn't it? It could not have been as easy as you made it look. Yeah, I did. I'm gonna catchphrase that. It wasn't as easy as I made it look, but you did it. You did, and and where they are today, you have three wonderful, 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 wonderful children that are doing wonderful things in this world. Man, so nobody can tell me what God's grace won't do, what mercy won't do. You can't tell me what prayer won't do. See, because I see the evidence of it.
That's
Um,
right.
and I often tell you, like, if it's their birthday, I'll be like, "Ooh, happy birthday to you, because you did that one more year." If they graduate, I'll be like, you did that. Oh, they did okay, but you did that. Because when you have established that foundation and you have worked at it and you poured into it, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And for me, it gives me something to pattern after when I see individuals that do that. It gives me something and just know like I admire it. I respect it so very much. And I thank you for the job that you have done. And I say that to you publicly. I'll say it personally. What they gonna do? Tell me I can't say what I say. I say what I want to say to myself. You fine. Okay. I'll be back tomorrow night. Oh.
At 8 o'clock. No technically different.
I'll be back.
It's all good.
But no, I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say that publicly. I've said it privately. And just know that, much love, much respect for what you do, the person that you are. So, but what I am going to do, again, I'm going to close this big old trap. I'm going to shut up. And I'm going to give you the last 2-3 minutes. And you express, Peaches, you express, Manshell, you express yourself however you want to, whatever you want to say in these last few minutes, however you want to close it out. Do your thing.
Okay. The only thing that I really have to first, I just want to tell you again, thank you, Danny, for even choosing me, however you came about the process, God, whatever it may have done, thank you. But I guess I wanted to end this whole podcast by saying the devil tried it, but we're not going to let him win tonight. Sorry you all can see my face, but it is what it is. My goal is to make sure that you know that God is real. He sits high, he looks low. All you got to do is open your arms to him and tell him, I'm willing, I'm here. Take me as I am, because that's what God is about. He don't care what you do, how dirty you are, what you did, kill, murder, what, it doesn't matter. God is a God that created us. He knows everything about it. There's not a secret that he can hide from God. God is going to be who he is, which is our creator, our Father. He's God. Just go to him. And I guarantee you, it may not be easy, but it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna share some things along this path. You're gonna go through some things along this path. God's not gonna make it he's just not gonna lay it on your lap. You gotta work for it. You gotta work for everything that you want. God says, as you shall receive, seek and you shall find. Knocking the door be open. Ask. If only you would ask, in all your ways get understanding. So, and that's what I live by. So if you leave anything with you. Trust God, trust the process. No one's pushing you to be with God, but it would be in your best interest to be with God, especially in these times. Because He didn't make hell for us. So I'm going to heaven, son, I'm going to hell. But I pray that each and every soul reaches heaven. And that's what I'm doing. That's what my people are looking for. The people around me in my life, we all push you to God. We gonna tell you the truth. It won't be no candy coat stuff. It's gonna be the truth. It's not easy, but it's good. I love y'all unconditionally. Some of y'all make it really hard for me, but I do good. So that's it, Danny. And I'm loving you to life, Danny. But
AP, I appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time. And like you said, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna say this. Yeah, we had some things that happened tonight and over here and over there. But let me tell you, the word is gonna go out. The show is gonna go on. Okay. Whether we come on here and ain't no face and all you can do is hear our voice, or whether it's just my face and I'm gonna use my sign language and you can't hear my voice. One way or another, it's all gonna go. See, because I rely upon Psalms 127 and 1. So, Psalm 127, 1, right here.
Okay.
Let y'all know that. And get what? And your approval ain't needed for that. And understand that. I'm very grateful. And again, I'm gonna tell y'all the foundation of this show is to encourage, it's to uplift, it's to support. encourage, uplift, and support everyone that has been gracious enough to come on here. That's what it has been about, to encourage, to uplift, to support. No matter where you at, no matter where you at, no matter where you at, no matter what you're going through, understand that this old boy right here, I love you and ain't nothing you can do about it. That's bottom line. Unconditionally, I love each and every one of you. So I'm gonna say this. I thank you. I thank you all for tuning in. I wanted man Shell up on here. I know y'all that tuned in to see her. You wasn't coming to see me, and that's okay.
Hey, it's okay because they can go to my Facebook page and look at my Facebook all day long and see this fine 46-year-old.
I'm gonna be back. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be right here on the show. Can he go? Nope, ain't going nowhere. Right here.
End of the day, we was just trying to get you all to know that God is real, and we want to make sure that it's a way for you to go to God in Christ, just to be His child. That's it.
And understand this, you don't have to be all stuck up. You ain't got to be all uptight. Live this life. Enjoy this life.
Mm-hmm.
Live it and enjoy this life. Okay. All this stuff, man. I'm here to man. I'm gonna leave all that alone. I'm gonna do that. Look, hey man, Shell, I'm gonna do that old country preacher thing. I ain't gonna be before you long.
And look, and then they be what, 15 more minutes. We were like you said, 10 minutes.
Oh Lord, look here, y'all. We done had a good time. It has been, man, Shell, I thank you for coming to the table. I thank you for bringing the dish in your own way. I always tell them, you're going to eat when you come around here. This here country boy. And everybody come around here, they bring a dish. And you see this old thing right here. Yeah, we be eating good around here. We be eating good.
Well, I hope everybody got a bite. I hope they got a bite or two. If they didn't get full, I know they got at least a bite.
Look, hey, like them old fish, they done got a nibble. I ain't look here again. I appreciate everyone for taking time out to come and to hear. I thank y'all so very much. I thank you. I hope y'all continue to tune in. I hope you continue to support not only myself, not just the show, but each and every guest that I've had on. Man, Shell, she's over there in Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay, if y'all need to go to a hospital, y'all go straight to man Shell.
Come on over there in the ER. No, you don't.
Now, look, I ain't telling you to go do nothing and then go to the ER. Just go on up in there. Everybody just go up in there. Be like, we looking for man Shell. That's what y'all do. Just go on up there. Just knock on the looking for man Shell.
Trust me, I'm the first face they gonna see it was nice out.
There you go. You're gonna be right there. Y'all going on. Y'all support her and what she's doing. Y'all keep her lifted up in prayer. I thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in, for stopping by. Y'all be looking at the old My Worthless 2 Cents page. I let y'all know who's coming up next. That's right. I got more folks coming. They coming. They rolling. What that song? AP. This train gonna keep up.
This train gonna keep on rolling. Just thank God. Life gonna keep on going. That's it.
Yes, indeed. It has been a wonderful night. We have been blessed. I know I have been blessed. I have been blessed by your story. I have been blessed by your openness, your candidness to share your life. Things that you didn't have to share, but I thank God that He allowed you to open up to us to share the things that you've gone through, to tell us this road ain't easy, but it's well worth it. It is well worth it. It is well worth it. So look here, and the old country boy say, it's been real, it's been fun, but we got to go. Look, I love each and every one of you unconditionally. Y'all have a good one now. You hear? Thank you, man. Say
bye, Donnie. Love you.